In the run up to Christmas, our gift is 12 days of CV drafting tips. We wanted to bring you a tip each day to help you draft your CV. Over Christmas is quite a good time to sit down and think about the year that you've had, think about the year going forward, and drafting your CV to capture what you've done in that year is a great way to start things. So, first tip for drafting your CV, where you state your name, state your qualification straight afterwards. So, first name, last name, LLB, LPC, solicitor. It's really simple. It presents who you are straight away and people know who they're dealing with. Tip two for CV drafting, include a personal statement. It doesn't need to be very long, but just a few clear lines on who you are, what you do, and what it is that you're looking for. It's a great way to capture people in the first few sentences. And if you struggle to describe yourself, which can be really hard, think about ways in which other people describe you and use those words, because that's going to really help you to put in some positive words there, but also give you the confidence that they aren't just words that you've plucked out of the air, that they are ways in which people describe you. CV tip number three, the next section can be your key achievements. So, key achievements is a really useful section because you can pull things from any part of your career to put in here, particularly useful if you've had a really diverse career or even if you're at the very start of your career. You can pull things from roles, but you might pull things from outside of work as well, just to really beef up your key achievements and just think about the things that you're most proud of. It's a great section to include. Tip four, include a key skills section. So these skills can be again pulled from any part of your career, and these skills should also be made relevant to any role which you are applying for. So, particularly where firms are using AI to filter CVs or computers to filter things down, those key skills can be really valid in terms of getting your CV past the censor and moving things on to the next stage. Tip five, list your roles in reverse chronological order. It's reverse chronological order so that your most recent role is the role which people read first. You'd be surprised how often I still see CVs where the most recent role is in fact their oldest role, and immediately they present as a junior when in fact they've got years of experience, which just isn't totally jumping out off the page. So, reverse chronological order, all of the roles which you've had. Tip number six, when roles are very old or perhaps irrelevant, then do feel free to leave them off. We don't want a CV to get too long. And so if things are outside of the legal world or a very long time ago, you may make the decision to leave them off a CV, and that's absolutely fine. Tip number seven for CV drafting, you want your education to be on there, and so it should be. If you are more senior, though, it needn't be front and centre. It can be down in the CV past your work experience. So, education, yes, should be present. List the qualifications that you have, the institution that you did them with. If the results are good, then state the results. But as you get more senior, again, don't worry too much about the results. And within, say, a degree, you don't need to list all of the modules and the results for each one, just summarize so that you can gain some space. Tip number eight for CV drafting, do include your hobbies and interests. It's really interesting to see what people do outside of work. It's nice to see what people do outside of work. And if nothing else, it gives a good topic of conversation at interview so that the interviewer can start some conversation with you. And you never know, you might have the same hobbies and interests, in which case it really just helps form that bond as well. Tip number nine, overall, a CV should be 2 pages long. That's sort of the standard. 3 pages is okay, four if it's an absolute push, but five is definitely too long. So don't let the document run on because people just simply aren't going to read it. The ideal is 2 or 3 pages. If you're junior, it should never be more than 2 pages. Tip number 10 in CV drafting, make sure you use a really clear and simple font. You don't want tiny writing, but equally you don't need massive writing because that's just going to waste space on a page. You can pull your margins wide as well if you're really struggling for space. So make sure that your formatting is really supporting your document. Tip number 11 for CV drafting, bear in mind with all of it that this is a marketing document. You don't have to put in everything. You don't have to put in your flaws and your weaknesses and your problems. This can be all positive. This can paint you in the best possible light. Obviously has to be 100% factual and honest, but can definitely present the best side of you and say it is a marketing document. So feel free to shout about yourself, include all your best achievements and all your best features. Our final tip with CV drafting is that if it all gets too much, hand it over to the experts. We have looked at hundreds of CVs and advised many, many people on how to improve things and how to make the most of your experience in that two-page document. If you would like help and you're fed up of looking at it yourself, then do let us know. We're very happy to take on that task and make sure that it's really working for you to get you that all important foot through the door so that you can make it to interview where you can meet in person and make the most of your experience that way. So thanks for listening to these 12 tips for CV drafting. I hope it's helped. And if we can help, then please do reach out and get in touch.